Is there anything more odious than the self-help book subgenre? I really don't like them. I think they're very predatory in the way that they target people who are down and out in life and give them this list of seemingly actionable advice that will help them improve their situation, or at least they think, until they realise that there's so much more involved. And so I've tried to avoid them. I think Book Talk has a very strange relationship with non-fiction in general, and there are some areas of non-fiction that I like, but I don't know if I'll ever get behind self-help books. Now, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, this was very much the first of its kind, or one of the first, and I think that's why I picked it up, because I thought, oh, clearly this book, for it to be such a classic in the self-help subgenre, it has to have something very unprecedented, which at this stage in my life could be really helpful to me. You know, maybe it will tell me something that I can really hold on to, and it will help me achieve lasting success. This book is madness. Page to page madness. Like, if you want a good laugh, I would read this book, because it's not something that will improve your life. It's something that will make you roll your eyes at the sort of shallow narcissism of white men who've never been challenged before, because it's ridiculous. The philosophy of this book, it's very reminiscent of that same school of thought of manifest destiny. That idea that it's like, oh no, white man, you were put on this earth to be special. Go out there and take it all. The whole world is your oyster, and it was all meant for you and nobody else. And I just don't think that's true. I don't think anyone thinks that's true. There's so much ableism in this book. At one point he's talking about how his kid was deaf, but he didn't want the kids to learn sign language or get any kind of support for their deafness, because he felt that the child should have to get used to life as a deaf person in the real world. I was like, oh, you're a horrible parent. That's so vile. But there's also just so much in this book that it feels like you're listening to some sort of televangelist. Like, he's coming out with things that are so ridiculous. Like, he talks about, oh, doctors never get sick. And the reason doctors never get sick is because they believe that they can't get sick. What? No. No, not at all. Where did you get that from? There's talks about how bald people, it's because, you know, they believe that they're losing their hair, and so the hat cuts off the circulation to their hair follicles. There's some real crazy spiritual nonsense in this. I just hate it when a book that has such a legacy behind it and is supposed to be really respected, you finally open it and you realise, oh, this was a dupe the whole time. This whole thing was a masquerade. Like, Penguin, why are you publishing this? Like, what is the redeemable qualities of this book? It gives us no advice on how to be successful. Think and Grow Rich is literally the whole mindset. It's like, oh, you want to be a millionaire. Well, if you really, really want it, then it will happen. That's not advice. And the book itself is also like, oh yeah, well, the golden period for success is your 40s and 50s. Why? Like, you've just pulled that out of nowhere. Like, what? How is that any use to me as someone who's not in my 40s or 50s? It boggles my mind that this is such an enduring classic and a book that is so celebrated, because who is this for? Who does this benefit? I'm not reading this and saying, oh, well, that's how Rockefeller made his millions, so I guess I need to do exactly that. No, there's so many other factors at play here. Like, it doesn't take anything into account. It's just, oh, well, you really want the money? Oh, well, if you really, really want it, then you'll get it. Nonsense. I'm sorry, plain and simple nonsense. Maybe there are self-help books out there that are genuine. I think ideally they would be ones that focus more on personal wellness, as opposed to, hey, do you just want to make a lot of money? Because that's really what this one's driving at. And I don't think, if your main goal in life is to make lots of money, I think your value system is a bit askew. You know, you need to look for fulfillment in the right areas, and I don't think that's one of them. But either way, what I find so baffling is that this book is in the Vermilion Life Essentials series. Penguin looked at this book and they said, oh, this is an essential for life. It's awful. It's so bad. Like, maybe someone out there disagrees, let me know, but it's wild.